This December I'm making a Christmas calendar using vanilla JavaScript and HTML canvas. In each one of these days, I'm gonna procedurally generate a unique Christmassy item because I need icons like these around this time, and good free ones are hard to come by. I also want to easily scale and color them in different ways. I hope you'll follow along and implement your own versions so I can showcase them in a special video on the 24th. You'll practice working with coordinates, basic math, and various JavaScript programming techniques. It's a good project, I think, to learn about code modularity, reusability, and how to write consistent code. Today is day 14 and we're gonna draw a hat.
Coding with Radu. Let's code now.
Now to make the hat appear on this 14th cell here, we have to go to index.html and add a new function into our array at the 14th index. Draw hat, and we'll implement this function in its own file, hat.js, and control clicking this in VS Code creates it for us in the items folder, like so. And we can implement the draw hat function with the same parameters that everything else has available here. And let's get some helper variables for the top and the left, like this, so that we can nicely draw a bounding box, which is a square, same width and height. And it's going to help us know how to draw the hat so it fits in this expected space. And the way we'll draw it is basically half of an ellipse going like this. So centered here at the bottom. And that already tells me now that I need a helper variable for the bottom as well. And here, let's define the width. And I don't want it to fit the whole screen, maybe just 80%. And let's define the radii. So the x radius is going to be half of this width, and the y radius is going to be the full size, because I want half of the ellipse to cover the whole screen, for now at least. And let's draw it, beginning the path, setting the fill style. I'm going to use the normal intensity, and then I can't use our ellipse helper function because I want to draw half of an ellipse. So I'm using the default one at the x and the bottom. Now the x radius and the y radius. And the last parameters here, 0, I don't want any rotation, but I do want to start already at 180 degrees, so math pi, and going all the way to 0 or 2 pi, I think both of them should work. And then fill like this. We get this kind of hat shape. Now I want to have this kind of ball appearing on the top of the hat. So basically we'll need to also change the size of this ellipse eventually. I'm going to go up here because we'll need to define these according to that ball. So ball is going to be a radius of 10% of the size, and then let's use the x value, and for the y I want to move it down by that radius, so I have to use a getter here to be able to add to the top this radius, which doesn't exist before the object is initialized. And then the color, I'm just going to put a light value. Basically, I use light, the lightest, when I mean something very close to white, but I still give it the kind of tint. And now I can use this ball radius here for this y radius so that the ellipse doesn't overlap with this ball. So if I refresh now, you're going to see this made space here for the ball to appear. We just need to draw it. I'm going to do that here at the bottom using our circle helper function at the ball x, y radius. And let's pass here the ball color. And there it is. Nice. I still want to add here maybe a rounded sleeve. So let's try defining it. And I'm going to use that line trick with the rounded caps. So this one will have the same width because that extra radius from the thickness is probably going to touch the screen and touch the bounding box, and I'm fine with that. So let's have the width like so, and then the height we need to use here size times 0.2, so 20% of that. So it compensates for the extra things here. Half the radius in each side will be the full value here, touching the bounding box. And now we need a y value for this, which depends on the height. So I'm going to use a getter relative to the bottom minus half the height, like so. And helper functions also for the left and right, which depend on this width. So let's type them like so. And the color, again, I will use the lightest one, same as the ball at the top. And now the line. So drawing the line on the CTX, left y as the starting point, right y as the end point. It's a horizontal line with this sleeve color. The width is the sleeve height. And then I want a round cap, like so. I just remembered I used to wear that other hat during the live streams. Does anyone else remember Gondolf, or what was his name?